I think the largest
Yes, it is.
different factor between Hunter and I is experience and understanding the student government dynamic. You spoke of a streamlined way for students to get in contact with student government that exists in general body meetings, which are advertised. Not well, but there. At those meetings, there's an open forum where students are supposed to bring up concerns to us that we can then go to campus council, NOVA administration, and these offices to address these concerns. My biggest concern as a student here is how clubs are organized with each other. Last semester, there were 3 toiletry drives that happened all at the same time from 3 different clubs, and none of them did very well because they didn't have a way to communicate with each other. So I want to get clubs able to communicate with each other and able to get student government resources so that their initiatives can be as successful as possible.
Streamline is, I want to give, because people who go to NOVA because it gives them the opportunity to set classes at a time they have, and some people here have very, very busy schedules. So I want to create almost like an email or a Snapchat or a Facebook or a Twitter, something that also can connect to the younger students here, that they'd be more willing to use rather than going to a meeting and waiting for their turn to speak.
I know you referenced to the current vice president. I know you referenced that you guys hold a lot of meetings. Often, how many NOVA students do you guys get as far as turnout for the meetings, and how often are these meetings held?
Turnout to these meetings is not great. We usually get between 3 and 7 students a meeting, which is below what we want. The general body meetings are held every other Tuesday. For instance, the next one is next Tuesday from 3:30 to 4:45 p.m. Our next meeting is in Parish 232, I believe, but usually they are in Colgan 242. I run those meetings as vice president, and the open forum usually lasts from 3:45 until the close of the meeting.
We'll go back around, but let me add on to that question with, and how might you increase membership at these meetings? Because as president of the Public Science Club, it's hard to get people involved. So, what strategies do you guys have to get people to show up to these meetings?
Well, I don't think the issue is getting people to show up to the meetings, because the purpose of the meeting is to hear the students' concerns. And if you can find a more efficient way for the students to get their voices out, and some people are shy and don't like public speaking or don't like crowds or don't like to go somewhere they're uncomfortable with. If you can find a better forum or a better median for them to go through to try and get their concerns out, you don't need the General Assembly meeting to do it. In General Assembly, we could turn into it specifically for clubs things like you were talking about.
As far as voter turnout, not voter turnout, member turnout is concerned, my older sister founded the student government at this campus, and so I was around for the founding of this. And the way she got students to come to meetings was she would come to Student Life, she'd send her minions around campus and just grab people and ask them to come by. And we haven't had the manpower to do that this semester, but I'm hoping for next semester we'll be able to achieve something similar. I want to work with Ramunda Young, the public relations person on this campus, to get our meetings announced on the marquee out front and announced on the televisions in here. But for now, my only option is putting up posters.
Yeah, so you asked how would we help get people involved in charity or something around that. One thing that I helped do at my high school as a part of the Osborne Park Leadership Seminar was we worked with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society to help raise money through that charity. And we did a lot of different fun events, kind of like the ones that are already happened here that have pretty good turnout. So, and those events were only in the month of February, so we blocked off that month to have these special events to raise money for that charity. And I believe if we do something similar for that, an organization like LLS, or we could find a different organization, but I still have contacts with LLS that we could use to get them here. We could create some fun activities for the students to get involved in, or the students that already are involved in, and we can get portions of those proceeds that are raised during those time periods and donate them to a charity that we decide on.
So, our current president used to be the philanthropy head for student government last year, and so obviously her student government has been very focused around philanthropy initiatives. We have serve activities that we do. We have done, we did Operation Turkey, and we did another food drive, and then we did International Night in cooperation with the International Heritage Society here, where we raised money to purchase food buckets for families in Guatemala who have to commute many miles to school. And so we have charity and philanthropic events here already, and it would be very easy to get more of them going once we have more students involved.
I think another way to get more students to participate in charity events is that they need to understand the aspect of it, like why are we doing it? It's just not about like why are we just helping people out? And I think when you empower people and you educate them about diversity and how it's a responsibility rather than a luxury, like it's your responsibility to help the community, especially because you're in a situation where you can help yourselves. And I feel like if we empower students towards that area, they would come for these events even without being told to come. Like that's just my belief.
That actually is a segue into my next question here, is that positions like president and philanthropy head, they require leadership and eagerness to do good in the community and do good for the students here. What are some extracurricular activities or community service volunteer kinds of things you have done that show that you have this initiative in your free time to do good things like this?
Well, like you mentioned, you've been on student government at NOVA for the past 4 semesters? 3 years, okay, sorry about that. Although I haven't been on the NOVA student government, I have been on student governments at my high school. I've been a part of a leadership seminar where we wrote the proposals, we put events forward, and we helped run the events for different charities. We helped go to some secondary schools in the area and help tutor kids to bring them forward. I'm also currently a customer service rep at my job. I have the leadership through that, as well as helping some clubs. I've helped write proposals for different events to help go forward. So yeah, those are the qualifications I believe I have. Even though I don't have it in this certain student government, I believe I do have qualifications and other necessary items that help me move forward to be a good president.
As far as leadership positions go, my largest has been here at this student government serving this campus, but in high school I was the vice president of a 4-H club, and I did a lot of good work through them. And as far as community service goes, I did a recurring community service project through high school, which earned me the Citizen Service Star of 1,500 community service hours, somewhere around there.
So before coming here, I did the IB program, and it's a requirement to do more than 150 hours of community service. But at the school I attended back home, you had to get about more than 700. And because I lived in a developing country, it was very easy to do that. But so a lot of my activities involve the Model United Nations, and that's something I would definitely like to start here, even though it doesn't fall under the Philanthropy Head project, because I think it's a really good way for people to become confident and be aware of the situation globally. So I was part of MUN. I started off a couple of clubs like Soccer for Girls. There was Karaoke Club. And basically a lot of my work is directly with girl empowerment because it was something that I felt was a problem back home. I've worked with women and helping them build small management businesses in rural areas. I have worked with girls in rural areas. So that's where my leadership has really come from. So yeah, I mean, I do have a bit more to say, but yeah, thank you.
Now let's, Carrie, do you have any questions for the candidates up here, or you guys have any questions? And unless there's any questions from the audience, I open up for closing statements.
Anyone?
Closing statements? All right. All right, well, closing statements, we'll go across.
Like I said before, my main hope is to find a way to get these students here more involved. We're here for a good experience. We're here because it's affordable, and we should try to make it better, and we should try to make it more fun for ourselves. That's why the main concern is trying to get the students more involved in whatever way possible. Thank you.
My vision for this campus is a network of very cooperative clubs, all being able to achieve their initiatives with the resources and the web of student government, just being able to help them. Like I said earlier, most of the students here are involved with a club some way or another, and so I feel as though the most direct way to help the students here is to help them achieve the initiatives they chose as members of those clubs with resources that I can provide.
I'm just going to build on what both of them said. I think it's important to empower one another and just build upon that, because I'm going to share a quote which really it's always stays with me, and it's by Martin Luther King, and he says that intelligence plus character, that is the true goal of education. And I think if we're just going towards an intelligent path, that's not enough. And especially in the world where there's a conflict in Syria and there's all these conflicts, we definitely need to build citizens that are going to bring global change. And I feel that SGA is a platform that can allow students who are not just part of SGA but part of the school to grow, because ultimately in the end you have to not just soar for mediocrity but rather for the skies. And I feel like community service is one of those aspects that can allow you to do that. So it's definitely something that's very close to my heart, because I feel it has the potential to really change lives. And I mean, if I'm philanthropy head and I'm able to change somebody's path, just one person, I think that would be good for me. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I just wanted to let you know elections will be next week. So keep an eye on your NOVA email. A survey will go out. And it's SurveyMonkey. You can just go through. It's a link. It's very quick and easy. It'll be open Monday morning to Friday at 5 p.m. Thank you.
Hey,